Just a couple of ticks left. I mean, it's 72-58 at the break. Glad to have you with us. Grant Napier, Ryan in Sacktown, soon to be joined by Jerry Reynolds. Harrison Barnes, 27 points. You ready for this? 10 of 11 floor, 5 of 5 from downtown, 4 rebounds. If I had told you before the game that at halftime the Kings starting backcourt would only have 6 points, you would say, uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Fox
Oh, yeah.
and Herter, Ryan, have Herter didn't score. Fox only 6, but it's been the Harrison Barnes show.
Well, to a degree, they've deferred to Harrison, as they should, when he's on a roll like he is. And Grant, I got a question for you. Kyle Kuzma, who? Harrison has just done it all. And what he did, he set the tone for breaking that zone defense that the Utah Jazz went into. He found those holes, and it enabled his teammates to get in the flow of that zone offense. So
incredible half. Really, there's nothing I can nitpick at here. 51% shooting from the floor, 46% from downtown. You and I always talk about a really good barometer, right? Assists to turnovers.
Yes.
16 assists and only 6 turnovers.
Yeah, and even some of those 6 turnovers, Grant, have not been bad turnovers, in my opinion. It's guys trying to make a play and the ball squirts out. So that is the ratio that the Kings need to win. But, I mean, they're firing on all cylinders right now. If I had to nitpick, though, transition defense, they have to get that figured out in the second half. Horton Tucker has been killing them in transition. A couple other players for Utah.
Great to see Sasha Vezenkov. I mean, listen, 8 points. 3 of 5 shooting, made a couple of threes. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, Grant, we talked about it in the pregame show. Sasha is a zone breaker with that 3-point shot. And what impressed me in the first half with him was his defense. He was moving his feet, staying in front of people. And then also he was making smart plays to break that zone defense, pump fakes, getting guys involved. And he's got that perfect Euro set to be able to do that for the Kings.
All right. The only guy that does not look good is Kevin Herter. No. He had a bad preseason. I mean, he was invisible in the first half. He had 9 minutes of action and didn't score. He's not going to be on the floor much longer. He's not going to be on the score. All right. Let's hold on that thought. We're going to be talking now with Jerry Reynolds, who joins us here at the half. Jerry, great to have you on here at the intermission. I guess you can say that it was the Harrison Barnes show in that first half.
Well, either that or Michael Jordan took over his body. I mean, that's as amazing half performance I've seen. I mean, Harrison was just great. I mean, we know he's a really good player, but a couple of halves like that puts him in the upper elite of the league.
What were your overall thoughts from the first half?
Well, I thought the maybe a key besides Harrison Barnes just being the best thing on the floor by far was I thought they got great performance off the bench, especially the new guys, Vesnikov and Duarte, really, and JaVale McGee. I thought all those guys, which I think they're counting on, looks like there's good reason to count on them. And from the other side, I think the Jazz really counting too much on the zone, and the Kings really took advantage of that. So, to be up like they are with Sabonis and Fox just being, so-so, I think that's pretty remarkable.
Rhino, your biggest thoughts on the first half?
About as good of a performance as you could have out of the Kings in the first half, in the opening game. Really impressed with how they handled the zone defense against Utah when they broke into that. Very impressed with the bench, as Jerry said. Shooting great from the field. Can't say much more than that, Grant. They're doing it in Grant and Jerry too. The Kings are doing it in a different way. Tonight. And it's not the dribble handoff and a ton of running gun threes. What are you seeing, Jerry?
Well, that's a great point.
Let me hold on a minute. We're getting some. Hang on a second. We're getting some bad feedback. And Jerry, is your volume up very loud on your computer?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, we're just getting some bad feedback. It could be on my end. It could be on Ryan's end. So everyone bear with us because we've never had this happen before. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, we haven't seen the dribble handoff, but part of that's because the Jazz playing all that zone. And I think really it really helps the Kings in this particular circumstance. They're doing a nice job of getting the open looks. And of course, Harrison Barnes in particular, great, but Keegan's got good looks. Vesnikov, typical Kings in the sense that unselfish, moving the ball, getting good shots as opposed to the Jazz. I mean, you're seeing a lot of selfishness, I think, or forced shots. Taylor and Horton Tucker really, so if you're the Jazz, you're saying, why don't we move the ball like the Kings do?
Sasha Vezenkov. Very nice to see him shoot like that.
Yeah, well, he is a terrific shooter, and I think if he gets open shots and the Kings can help him get open shots, that's what you're going to see, And here again, I think Sasha really has been used to playing against all kinds of zones in Europe, so I think that this does fit him very well, and he took advantage, and a lot of reasons to be optimistic. It's only a half, I know. But, getting that kind of performance from your bench, that Fox and Sabonis are going to be there. As you pointed out, I mean, Kevin Huerter just got to play better. He just got to play better.
Your thoughts on the second half coming up, Rhino?
I'm looking personally to see the Kings just continue the same, improve on that transition defense, certainly. And then also one of the big things that I want to see the Kings do is get into a little bit more of a pace. When they get into that quick pace, Utah cannot handle that. So keep that pace up. And then also Keegan Murray, we talk about getting him going. Keegan needs to get himself going here. He did it towards the end of the first half, had a nice play in the lane. Keep that going and keep giving Barnes the ball. Not much more than that, Grant and Jerry.
Absolutely. I'm coming back on. I guess the echo is on my side. I'll get it ready for the post-game show. Jerry, what about you? Thoughts for the second half?
Just truthfully, just like Ryan, more of the same. Now, having said that, I'll be surprised if the Jazz don't try something a little different. Maybe not so much zone or change up on their zone, and then certainly focus on Harrison Barnes. I mean, they've got to start trying to take the ball out of his hands. So we'll just see how successful that is, but I think you can count on that.
Yeah, no doubt, Jerry. I guess the one question that I would have for you, what are you seeing from Davion Mitchell when he's coming in? It doesn't look like he's being aggressive and really taking it like he should, looking for his own shots and looking for his teammates.
Yeah, no, I thought he didn't play particularly well. Here again, he's one of those guys I think isn't nearly as good against the zone as he is man to man. It's like Vesnikov and Harrison probably feel very comfortable playing against zones, and I don't believe in Keegan, but I don't think that he does. So we'll see. But I mean, he's going to have to eventually be aggressive against the zone to be the player he should be. So we'll see. I mean, but I think probably in the second half he'll maybe get a little chance to play against more man.
Really appreciate everybody's patience here with the sound problems. We'll get it straightened out. 72:58 at the break. So happy to have everybody on. And don't forget, we're going to be doing the post-game show. But I think, again, for those of you that joined a little late, if I had told you that De'Aaron Fox and Kevin Huerter would combine for only 6 points in the first half and the Kings would be up 72-58, you would go, Napes, you're out of your freaking mind. I think that is what I take away. 72-58 at the break. And again, you're starting backcourt only 6. And Kevin Huerter is not going to be starting for long because he didn't play well in the preseason. Mike Brown, I think, will be patient to a degree with him. But, oh, my Lord, you can't have your starting shooting guard play 9 minutes and not score. So, again, great to have everybody here. Ryan and Jerry, again, sorry for the echo. We're going to wrap this up in a minute. But Jerry, thanks very much for coming on this afternoon. Thanks very much for the halftime, and we'll talk to you next week, okay? Well, actually, we'll talk to you Friday at halftime.
Yeah, thanks. So can't wait, guys.
All right, good stuff there. Appreciate that from Jerry Reynolds. And again, we'll work on this echo. I'm not really sure what the problem is, but there's no problem on the court in Salt Lake City for the Kings, 72-58. And again, Harrison Barnes with 27 points. So you know what I would say if I was announcing a game? Oh, turn the sprinkler systems on. Harrison Barnes is on fire. 10 of 11, 5 of 5. You know that would have come out of my mouth once for sure
Oh, no.
in that first half, Rhino.
Oh, of course, Napes. I think you would have got all the catchphrases in that first half. But yeah, let's go get it. Second half Kings. I think it's game time coming up, Napes.
What about De'Aaron Fox? 6 minutes play or 16 minutes played, had 6 points, only 2 assists, 2 of 9 shooting. And again, the fact that you can have your all-star point guard with that type of numbers, lack of production,
Yeah.
and have a 72-point half is unbelievable to me.
Well, I think it's also how Utah played. I mean, De'Aaron was slicing and dicing their defense when they were playing man-to-man, and that's why Utah switched to the zone. So De'Aaron's not as much of a zone defense guy. It takes a little bit of his advantage away. So I think it's a little bit of what Utah is doing, but he needs to find a way in his 7th year to get more effective against that zone defense.
Yeah, 72-58, and it looks like we have our echo problem taken care of, so that's good news on that front. Again, I appreciate your patience.
Yeah.
You know, again, that's the first time that's ever happened to us, folks, so thank you for bearing with us. So great to have you on the stream, and again, we'll be coming on at halftime or post-game. Remember, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button because we're going to be doing a lot of content. That way you will know whenever we are going to be bringing you shows. Hit the subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up and like button. We would really appreciate that. All right. So, one half of basketball left. The Kings have completely dominated this game. And I can't expect Harrison Barnes to score like this in the second half, but I do expect Fox to pick it up. I do expect Sabonis to be with 20 plus when it's all over. Unless the Kings fall asleep, I don't see how they lose this game.
Well, last season, we've known them to come out and have slow third quarters after really good first halves. So hopefully that trend changes tonight. But yeah, I mean, they are shooting pretty well from the field and from behind the 3-point line. But even if that tails off a little bit, as long as they don't just drop exactly what they've been doing, they should win this game.
All right. So any new gear? We're going to be coming out with new gear here in probably 3 weeks. So we'll let you know when it happens.
And a new process as well. So look for that.
All right. Good stuff right there. 72-58. Rhino, I look forward to being on the post-game show, my friends.
Yes, sir.
Should be a lot of fun, especially with what we saw in that first half. A 72-point half. And this game's not over.
No.
But I think we're going to be talking about a Kings victory at the end of it. I look at the way this game's going. Again, the fact that you can score 72 points and have your backcourt do basically nothing is a bright spot to me because I don't think De'Aaron Fox is going to be held to 6 points in the second half. I just don't.
Yeah, no, I don't think he will either, but it speaks to that depth we talked about coming into the season. So they've picked up the stars when they've needed it. So that second unit, Grant, that may be a key, that second unit picks up the first team just like they did in the first half.
All right. Post-game show right after. Join us here on If You Don't Like That. Rhino, enjoy the second half, and we'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Thanks, Napes.
All right. And everyone out there, enjoy the second half. And be sure and join us following the game. A outstanding first 24 minutes, 72-58. We'll see if they can hold on back here in a little more than an hour on If You Don't Like That. Oh,